welcomed me in. And so I got to concentrate on the character, not concentrate on a guy being away from home. I felt like I was at home. And so it was very simple for me.
We're talking about Art and I were living beside each other. We were neighbors. And so we both woke up at 4 a.m. at the same time. And so I would make my coffee press and share it with him. But you were somewhere, you were in another place. So, yeah.
Maybe I thought I'm sorry. I thought he was sorry. I didn't realize it. I thought he was talking about the food. Because I did
no. They were asking me earlier what were my nice memories. And I mentioned that two old men waking up very early in the morning and taking coffee together. we're up and everybody else was asleep.
So, well, let's get to that one. Before we ask VJ IE, coming from the #1 music channel in the Philippines, for questions. What was your favorite memory in Cebu, Christian?
Oh man, I got to be honest with you, and I'm so sorry to restate this. My favorite memory in Cebu was getting there and being so nervous about being the only American there, and I've got to do just becoming, it was like, are they going to look at me different? Or are you going to, and they never did. It was just family. And that was my best memory of Cebu. And that's why I want to go back so bad. Was it because I left family there, man? I've left some more family than I've ever had in my entire life. I left in Cebu. Well, I left in the Philippines, I should say, but that was my best memory. My best memory was the open arms that I ran into, and to do a show like this and to make it as successful as I think we have, you need that. And we all hugged each other, and we're all a family, and I love it. It's a funny fact. There was a scene with me and Art where it was the very first episode, and Art comes out and he sits down with me on the beach, and I'm having a really bad time in my life, and he introduces me to Mabuhay, and he said, "This is Mabuhay," and it's weird because we were acting, but at the same time, I got the meaning as he was telling it to me, because Art is an unbelievable actor. And he also instilled that in me at the same time. So we were in the scene, but if you watch it, I literally look out, I look over the water, and I understand the meaning. And that was one of my favorite things in the world, is it actually happened on film where I understood Mabuhay for the first time.
And I love how you remembered the word even 1 year after shooting it, and after 1 year after learning about it. So that really speaks volumes as to how much you value that word. Art, anything to add about this special word that you taught Christian?
It wasn't hard talking to Christian. I guess that was part of the audition process. You got to find out if there's chemistry between people. And Christian's an incredible actor. He doesn't just talk to you. It's just he doesn't use words to talk to you. You can see images in your head. You don't hear the words. So the communication between him and I, and the rest, Chief Ocampo, Kai Mendoza, everybody, we knew how to listen to each other. And that's very important. We knew how to listen to each other, and you don't get that very often.
That's true. That is
yeah.
true.
Time for a shot.
Thank you, Mr. Art Acuna, always bringing the party to wherever you go.
It's the. I know you say the people, but I've got to go back to the family that we built. I mean, it was very strange, and Dean knows this more than anyone. We had a family. We had the Americans that came in that had our way of filming. We had the Filipinos that had their way of filming, and it's completely different. And we had to meld that all together, and we did it. And it really didn't take that long. I mean, it was tough right off the bat because this is how we do it. This is how you guys do it. And we all melded together, and we became this kind of a big family. And that was the whole thing, is that we were doing something that has never been done before. Now there's rules, but we kind of broke the rules. And so that's what I miss most. That's what I want to go back to is just the fact that we've come up with like a gung-ho sort of, all of us in the pits together doing this whole thing. What Art said earlier was completely right. Able to answer each other's sentences at the end of, or about episode 5, we knew what each other were thinking. He said that you listen to people reacting, and we all started doing that to each other, and we became a family. And I know you say, what is it that I want to come back for because of all this other stuff? Not the people. It is the people. I got to be honest with you. I want to come back for the people. It's the best.
I do have a lot of memories in the Philippines. I have a lot of great memories with just family and just being able to celebrate something with food. We always like to share food, and the Filipino food is definitely something that I love and always love to come back to. And yeah, my mom is Filipino. She grew up in Manila, and that's where I spent quite a lot of time flying back to and just visiting a lot of amazing, lovely people.
I tell everybody it's horrible because I want to corner the market. I don't want anyone going but me. So I just lie to everybody and just say, oh, it's awful. You don't want to go. No, the truth of the matter is, before we even came, we had the privilege of distributing in the United States, or actually around the world, Hannah's movie, Transit. And that gave us a window into the evolution of what's going on in the Philippines in the world of cinema. And Hannah's movie got us so excited about it. And then we started doing more research, and we started seeing, all these amazing actors, all these amazing films, these amazing cinematographers and production designers. And we realized that in the last 20 years, the Philippines has really raised its game as far as the quality of talented people, both in front of and behind the camera. So when we made the decision to go to the Philippines, I wasn't really worried about being able to get the quality level because you guys have it. I think the only thing that's really holding back the Philippines is that it hasn't been exposed to the rest of the world. And the more people see, I mean, it's gonna be a huge industry there, Almost Paradise has only just now started to play around the world, and everywhere it plays, I get inundated with emails and DMs and tweets from people going, I had no idea the Philippines was like that. So I think that it's going to change the perception of the Philippines as a place to go. And I already know it's changing the perception of the talent level, both in front of and behind the camera.
Thank you very much. And we really do hope you do think about Almost Paradise Season 2, because we'd love to show more of what we have here in the Philippines to the rest of the world. Thank you.
We're very optimistic that there's going to be a season 2.
Oh,
and we'll know for sure within the next couple weeks. But the show is performing enormously well everywhere in the world that it shows. And right now we're on IMDb in the United States, and we're one of the most popular shows on the service. So we feel very, very optimistic at the moment that there will be a second season. And if there is, we will definitely be back in the Philippines.
Thank you very much. For my next question, I'd like to ask Mr. Kane. There's no question about your coolness, because you wouldn't be a lead of an action series if you weren't. But we just wanted to know if you could rate Art Acuña's coolness. What would that be?
That's a good question.
All right, here you go. Here you go. I'm gonna rate everybody's coolness for you right now. Art comes in as a 10, and I'll tell you what. I don't know if you saw the fight scene between with his fight scene and stuff like that. I didn't know the cat could fight. I don't. Sorry about that. I think something just clicked off. I don't know if I didn't know he could fight. He's just the epitome of coolness, the way he does stuff, the way he holds his gun. And he takes a long time on this kind of stuff. He takes a long time on it, and he ends up getting it done. And the coolness of art goes a little bit above 10. Now I'm gonna rate Noni. Noni is right around a 9.5. And the only thing of Noni is that he's just such a nice guy in real life. He's so nice. He's just, I mean, when you think of the chief of police there, it's unbelievable. He's just unbelievable when it comes to that role. And that 0.5 is only because I know him in real life, and he's so damn nice, it's ridiculous. Now, Samantha she gets a 10 because she really hasn't done a lot of stuff in her life. She came into this role and nailed it. And I don't think we could have picked a better actress at the time to do this role. And I've told her that so many times. And it's just, it's ridiculous, man, to work with her and all this other kind of stuff. She gets a 10. Cess is, I mean, like right around a 7, and she adds 3 more to be a 10 just because of her attitude and what she did. And I love her more than anyone else in the entire world. I just loved working with her. Anytime I got a script that it said, it's you and her, I was just like, oh my God, thank God she's back and we're going to do this stuff. And I think that actually kind of helped make the show, to be honest with you. She's the only one that really knew Alex as Alex. And so, it's just hands, the Filipino actors that we got for this show, it's unbelievable, the talent that we got. And I want to make that really known to everybody else. It's just, we got really, really, really lucky, because I don't think anybody knew that there was this much talent out there, and there's so much talent. It's ridiculous. Thank you for that question.
Thank you. Thank you too.
Thank you, Miss Tessa. Beautiful question right there. Now let's talk about coolness. And one of the things which makes this show really, really cool are the shots. I want to ask Director Pao and Sir Diego, can you take us through the process of selecting the shots, the great montage? I mean, every scene is so beautifully created and selected. Direct Pao?
Oh, hi everyone. Hey, Christian.
I didn't even know you were here.
What's up, my man?
It's so good to see you.
Yeah, so to answer that question, it's really about collaborating with the directors. I mean, the shots are, we choose the shots because we have prep, and there's proper prep time, which is what was great with this show, I guess, compared to other things that we usually, are processed here. So there's a lot of prep, and directors like Francis or Mark Roskin and all of them, Hannah, Irene, and Dan, they would give me shot lists, and everyone is so collaborative on this, and even working with these actors, like top notch. I mean, the level of professionalism, like I learned from Christian with the camera, everything. So the actors work with you, the directors work with you to get that shot, and then to light the beautiful sets of Diego. It was just amazing. So yeah, that's the process basically.
Diego, do you want to add on to that one? How do you prepare these magnificent sets?
Just to back up on what Pao just said, actually, we were given, I think, ample time to really think about it and execute it the way everyone should think it should work. But I think it's also a competition between me and Pao. It's I can't come up with something that's not good, and he can't light it up. So it was a healthy competition between the two of us. But yeah, above all things, it's really how the process made us actually, work our way through so that we don't, mess it up.
I love the people that I worked with there. I love the professionalism of them. I love the wanting to make art that was in their bones and was in their blood, and then came out, with what we did. And I just loved working with the people there. I've never, being a foreigner, You know, that's usually we're the Americans. We you know, we're in America. You guys come here to do this stuff. I was sent there, and I'm the only guy there, and I was greeted with open arms. I was greeted with open arms everywhere I looked. I had open arms, and I can't say enough about the people that accepted me to be in their group and do this kind of a project, man, to make the Filipino people look really great, and also to show that this backdrop that we had was unbelievable. It was is some of the most beautiful places in the world, and we got to show that. And it literally became an actor. The Philippines, where we filmed, it became one of the guys on the call sheet. It was an actor in the movie, and you see it. And so I'm so thankful for that.
Yeah, the Philippines has more than 7,000 islands, and Cebu is just one of them. How do you find, particularly Cebu? How do you find the place?
I love Cebu. I love Cebu. We were in Mactan a lot of the time, and I just absolutely loved it, man. It was very beautiful. I went, you know, I got my diving license there. It was incredible, and it's I think it was rated. Am I wrong to say that Cebu was rated the #1 airport in the world? I don't know. You have to check your facts on this, but I think it was like the #1 most beautiful airport in the world that everybody got to fly into. A lot of actors came from Manila, so they got to land in Cebu, and then, you know, we took them to where they were going and come to see us and stuff like that. And you know, Seth can speak more to this, but I think that it was literally one of the most beautiful airports in the world is in Cebu. So there you go.
Thank you, Christian. We're happy to hear that you really enjoyed Cebu. The second question of Vanessa from the Freeman, it's a local newspaper in Cebu. Her second question is, did you really, how did you honestly find the bakasi, or the local...
The eel.
The eel, yes. The
Eel dish.
Yeah.
Well, I gotta be honest with you. I can't consider myself a foodie, which I do consider myself, without trying everything. And it wasn't bad at all. It was one of the best soups I've ever had. They actually made it. The person on the set made it. I can't remember her name right now. God bless her. And she made the soup. She made the soup at home before. I ate it. I had it. I ate a lot of it. I didn't know you weren't supposed to eat the bones, and so I just crunched it up and ate it. But it was one of the best soups I've ever had in my entire life. And I actually asked for more, and I actually took a cup on the way home.
That's good to hear. And Robbie, we're down to our last set of questions, and it will come from Leah Ocampo of whatsup.ph.
Hello, hi. So this one is for Mr. Kane. So the chemistry between you and your Filipino co-actors is commendable. You guys look so natural together. You work so well. And we understand that you guys did like a chemistry reading in pre-production, but it's still different when you're finally on set to shoot. The camera is rolling. You guys are in your costumes. So do you still remember the first time shooting a scene with them? Can you share to us what was it like?
I sure can. You know, it was funny because I met Sam early in the process, and I met her in Manila. And then I really pined for her. I wanted her to get this role because I thought there was something there. Dean did as well. She got the role. She came in. She was exactly what we thought she would be. You know what I mean? She was really. She read everything. She studied everything. Me and Sam would go over stuff sometimes, you know, and do all this stuff. And she was just perfect for the role. She had a toughness about her that I don't think anyone else could have had. You know what I mean? There was a toughness about her in the beginning. There was a toughness about us in the finish. It was crazy, man. And she was the perfect person for this role. I don't think they could have cast a better person anywhere in the world. I just think she's that good. With Art, I literally was telling Dean, and Dean can back this up. I was like, stop auditioning people. We've got the guy. Art was in there on the audition. I was like, this is the dude. This is the dude. And I'm like, I looked at Dean. I'm like, no. And he was like, Kane, calm down. And I'm like, all right. It's like, there's no reason to look anywhere else. And so that was how it was. Now with Noni, I didn't know Noni was coming in. And I saw Noni when he came, and he did his work. And I'm just like, my gosh, man, this dude is the epitome of what you want. He's got politics on his side. He's doing this, he's doing that. It was crazy, man. And I just feel like this thing was expertly casted, and I have to give that back to Dean Devlin, who, by the way, saw every single person coming in. I met Sess there. I met Sophia. I met all these people. Sess was like got the role like right off the bat. I met all these people. Every single star that came in to this show that was literally a star did it on their own. They came in. Dean said yes because he saw the talent. And I was just mesmerized every week at the talent we got. And so I'm very grateful for that.
Okay, thank you so much. And let me just say to Mr. Dean Devlin, Almost Paradise is such a great series. It has the good old action scenes that everyone loves. And there's a lot of Filipino representation going on because more often than not, Southeast Asians, they lack portrayal in international shows and films. Because usually when you say Asian stories or Asian shows, they center mostly around East Asians. But this one, you have like a Filipino crew, a Filipino cast. It's shot here in the Philippines. So this one is very good. Again, congratulations to everyone involved in the show. Thank you.
Well, and I'll tell you, Filipinos around the world are touched by this. I'm Filipino and I grew up in the United States. But, in the United States, the only thing they know about the Philippines is Imelda Marcos's shoes and Manny Pacquiao. And that's about all they know. And the representation they've seen is usually poverty porn. So we're getting so many heartfelt letters and calls and DMs from Filipinos here and around the world who are saying, that they feel seen. And, in the United States now, we're going through a very difficult time where there's a rise in hate crimes against Asians in general. And, to have this show where we're really changing minds and hearts, it adds a sense of pride in making the show, not just for the Filipinos in the Philippines, but for Filipinos everywhere to be able to say, hey, this is much, even though this is a blue sky kind of crazy fun show, it captures the heart of why Filipinos are such wonderful and special people.
Okay, thank you so much again. Thank you.
Thank you so much, Leia. I think next to the word mabuhay, kapamilya is one word that we should all remember because we feel that you guys developed a certain bond already, this sense of family, not just in the set, but it creates your bond cuts across the screen, and we feel that. And we just want to thank you for giving us those wonderful scenes. Now, here's my $1 million question to Sir Dean and to Direk Ruel. Actually, Sir Dean and RSB, what needs to happen in order for this wonderful series or wonderful franchise to have season 2? Fingers crossed.
It's really, we're very close. I really do think we're going to have an announcement in the next couple of weeks. But the thing that people can do is watch the show and tell their friends to watch the show, because the great thing is when people see the show, the response has been just like nothing I've ever done before. I mean, I've done a lot of shows that were successful, but usually it's like one certain group likes it. Everybody seems to like Almost Paradise. It's crazy. I run into older people who love it. I run into kids who love it. I run into married people, single people. It doesn't matter. People just seem to love the show when they see it. But a lot of people haven't heard about it. So I'd say the number one thing you could do is watch it. Tell your friends to watch it.
All right. That is what we're going to do. Sir Ruel?
Yes, thank you for that, Dean. And yes, I agree. It's not a question of if, it's a question of when and how soon. We really want to push through with it, and this is just the beginning of a very long, productive, creative journey with Dean and Electric Entertainment. And because of that, I want to be the first from this group to congratulate Dean and Christian for the amazing trailer of Leverage Redemption. I hope you guys check it out. It'll be ABS will definitely promote this and support this because your kapamillas, your family. It's out July 9 on IMDb TV, and I also wanted to share that most of the fan mails, because we have never received a negative feedback on this show. That's amazing, and that's what they say. This show has brought them in the middle of a depressing pandemic, the joy, the pride, the inspiration that they badly need. And they say, can we have more of this? Can we watch more of this kind of show? And the second one is they're so in love with Alex Walker. All the fan mail say, we want to see more of him, know more of him. Can we, and this is a testament to Christian's great talent and how well written the character is, for them to embrace him, like as if he's Filipino, like as if he's a Filipino character. As I really wanted to take this chance to thank and to let Christian know of that. And for me to also thank Dean and Electric Entertainment for being so professional and being so patient. Because like I always say, it wasn't a walk in the park. It was very challenging. But if you ask me what is my greatest memory of working with Dean and Electric, it is to witness what a world-class showrunner is. And I've seen Dean work from the beginning. He has a complete command of the writing part, the development part, the production, the post-production, down to international distribution and marketing. So this is what every showrunner should aspire to be, to have that kind of mastery and the depth of experience. And I really wanted to thank him for showing us the way, and for being a role model, and for inspiring us to work harder. So again, to Dean and Electric, Francis, Tish, everybody, thank you. Obviously, we want to work with you guys again.
Well, I do want to just also say to Roel's point about the timing of it being seen in the Philippines. You know, I want to give a lot of that credit to Corey, because contractually it wasn't supposed to go on for quite some time. And Corey called me and said, look, the Filipino people need this right now. Can we move up the date? Can we do it earlier? And just her passion about wanting to do something for the Filipino people was so moving. And we immediately said, of course, absolutely. We can definitely move the date up. And so I'm very grateful that they were able to get it out, you know, coming out of this cloud of this terrible year that we've all gone through around the world. It is a really good time to be with your friends and family and laugh and cry and cheer and have fun with these amazing characters.
On that note, Sir Dean, thank you so much for everything, for trusting ABS-CBN to work with the best in the world. Maraming salamat po. To all the people who are watching, to all of our friends from the media, thank you for being right here. I just want to say thank you to Sir EJ Malyari, Direk Will, Ro, Miss Mercy, Sir Digo, Sir Pao, Direk Irene, Direk Hannah, Direk Dan, Direk Ruel. Maraming salamat po to Miss Ses, Sir Noni, Sir Art, Miss Samantha, to Miss Patricia, Sir Francis de la Torre, Mr. Dean, and Sir Christian, to more balutes, to more eels. And I just want to thank everyone. Okay. I just want to remind everyone that the next few episodes will be really, really awesome. Talagang another milestone achievement of ABS-CBN and Almost Paradise. Please, let's all celebrate the triumph of Filipino talent all over the world. Maraming salamat po sa lahat ng mga kapamilya, media po natin ngayong hapon. Naway, tulad ng sinabi nila kanina, ipakalat po natin ang galing ng Pilipino sa buong mundo. At sa mga kapamilya viewers, patuloy po nating suportahan ang last 2 episodes ng Almost Paradise every Sunday, 8:45 p.m. sa Kapamilya Channel, Kapamilya Online Live, A to Z Channel 11, at sa I Want TFC. Now remember, if you're in dire need of help, remember, these guys got your back. All you gotta say is the magic word, avocado. I'm Robin Domingo, and we'll see you season 2. Stay safe. Have a great day, kapamilya.
Salamat.
Thank you, Robbie. Thank you, guys.